Yo, so I'm doing a little bit of opportunities fishing. Lastminute.com. It's really busy out here, so I'm really sorry about the noise. I'm on the main road at the moment, waiting to go fishing. So, what am I going to do? Absolutely buzzing. There we go. I got my surface gear with me. Now, I haven't caught any fish on the surface before. This is a first for me, and I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I'm waiting for the first bus out. Personally, I'd like to have been here before first light, but unfortunately this time of the year the first bus is not till 20 to 6. So it's a weekday, it's Tuesday, I'm back to work tomorrow. So I'm going to go for about 3 hours. Not too much strain, not too much pressure, bit of fun. If I catch, I catch. If I don't, I don't. But I'm really looking forward to it. I've got all my surface lures with me, and I'm sure I'll show you what I'll be using later. But I'm going to start off with probably a frog or a duck or something like that. I've got rats and I've got all sorts of surface poppers and that. So I'm travelling light today. No bucket to sit on. I don't know how my back will stand out, but let's see, eh? So my bus is going to be here any minute now. I'll catch you up there. Folks, just chilling out now. Just done half an hour, 40 minutes in that first swim. Tried 2 different lures. One frog, well they're both frogs, but 2 different style of frogs. I'm going to stick with the second one that I left on because it gives a lot of churning, and I'm not sure if I saw a pike up the other end, so I'm certainly going to give that a go up there. There's only 3 other anglers on, 2 carp anglers. One's using bread on the surface, one's bivvied up, and another one's using a fly rod, so 3 different methods. I'm the only piker up here. I only plan to be up here for a little while, as I said. Now I was sitting here contemplating while I stuck the old glasses and hat on because it's really sunny, whether I should continue even if I don't catch a fish to actually put the video up or put a video up. I don't really want to put blanks up anymore, and I'm actually out here this morning because I was sitting at home actually sitting there like while I'm not catching, because I've had a really woeful time of it lately in terms of fishing. Well, I say lately, the last year or so. So I wanted to get out here and at least put a fish on the bank, and doing this sort of method was something I longed to do since last year. So yeah, I thought I'd come up here on the quiet. The kids are off school, but at the moment, because it's early morning, they're not around. So I'm only going to spend, oh, there's a little wagtail over there. I'm only going to spend a couple of hours up here before going home. Maybe even another half an hour, but I certainly want to give that other end a go after seeing that which I think is a pike, clear the water. Maybe it was going after the ducklings, I don't know. It certainly wasn't a bird, and it wasn't a carp. It looked like a pike to me because it was a lot more streamlined. But I'm going to give it a go down there, and you never know, I might even go up on the top pond for sort of half an hour or 20 minutes. We'll see. But it'd be nice to at least have at least one jack for the video, and at least say, oh, or at least a take. If I have a take, I'm like, yeah, like my first surface lure take, I'll be over the moon. But anyway, let's see how we go. Just going to spend another 10 minutes here, and then I'm going to give it a go in my swim again in front of me. God, this weed is so dense. They say not to worry about it with pike, but I don't know. Tell you what, my back is ripping. I might have to sit back down again in a minute for a second. One more cast. Oh, my back. Gotta sit down for a minute. Shows the level of how much I can fish and can't fish. While I'm sitting here, I may as well show you my rod and reel setup. You guys might have seen on a previous video, an unboxing video. I bought 4 of these skinny water rods. Bought 2 light setups, one spinning, one bait caster, and I bought a heavier one. Well, I say heavier, it's only medium to most people, with a bait caster and again spinning, and they go up to 60 grams. The lighter ones, like this one, goes up to 50 gram. There we go. That's a 40-pound braid, Fox 8 strand. Is it 8 strand carrier braid? 40 pound, which is more than enough for this type of fishing in this sort of area. If I do struggle, I will use my heavier setup. I've got a trace wire on there. It's one of those not too kinky. I think it's about 30 pounds, 40 pound. Again, this is sort of light type fishing. I mean, this might be a little bit overkill for these sort of frogs, but setting hooks and getting them out this weed and this lilies is one of the reasons why obviously I'm using a heavier setup than what you would do for a frog like that. It gives a bit more pokiness in the rod tip to set the hook, especially these big rank barbs, and obviously with this being weedless, you know, it's quite difficult to hook the pike anyway, I find, or what I've been told. I mean, a lot of what I've learnt in terms of this kind of fishing is what I've been watching online, and I bought a really nice sort of setup that I like for this sort of fishing. Now, I don't know many places I can actually go fishing around where I live anyway, within sort of bus or transport distance, where I can do this kind of fishing. So I did have it in mind to use it up here. But saying that, I've got it for the rest of my life now to do that kind of fishing. I can go elsewhere and do it. Not just surface fishing, I can use this certainly for anything else I want to use. Spinners, or large spinners, or size 5 or 4 sort of pike spinners, little spinner baits, bucktail spinners but small ones. Yeah, ideal. Plugs, jerk baits, like the Fox micro jerk would have been ideal for this rod for using them. It's just, you know, like I say, it goes up to 50 grams, and I think most of the Fox micro jerks back in the day were up to about 40 grams and less. I could be wrong, but yeah, the old back and the olds, I'm falling apart. I've got a really bad back. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if I had my bucket. I really do wish I bought my bucket, but also I've got cramp in me left calf. So what I think of doing, I mean, I'll give this little couple of half dozen sort of casts. It's not like a likely looking area to me. It's quite weedy underneath. Although it looks open, underneath it's quite weedy. And I think if there was any pike there, they would have followed that. I think best thing to do is keep my eyes peeled. That's why I've got my glasses and my hat on now, because obviously it's difficult to see the glare of the water. He's walked past this carper who's just fishing down here in his bivvy. Walk around him and fish around the back there. Not disturb the man on the other side. Sort of fish around the back where them geese are, and then maybe go to the top pond and then call it a day, or call it a session. You know, I was only planning on doing maximum 3 hours, and I've already done sort of 45 to 50 minutes. So most of that's me sitting down. Right. Let's get the gear and take it a slow walk up. I'll tell you what I have spotted know if you can see down there, there's a signal crayfish. I'm going to see if I can catch him. Those of you who have been following me on Facebook, I've actually talked about wanting to get a license to learn to catch these. Don't even know if it's is it alive? Is it alive? I think he is. Yeah, there you go. I think that's the closest. I heard they were here. I think that's the closest I've come to a fish today. But it's the first time. I think that's the closest I've seen. Yeah, there he goes, walking back out. Looks like he was about to shed actually. He was very subdued for a crayfish. They're usually a lot more feistier than that. Could be a female. It didn't have very big claws, so yeah, maybe it was a female. But I'm going to continue to look in the margins. I might see a pike. Fish just went for that, and again, yes. I mean, first one, yes, yes. My first pike on the surface. Oh, it's come off. Oh, it was my first pike on the surface lure. I don't know if you guys saw that. Oh no, my first take. I had him on. Oh my god, my heart's going. I knew this place would be a good place to get the bite. Oh, the way it took that twice. First time we missed it. Oh, my heart, I'm shaking. I'm absolutely shaking. I don't know if it'll still be there. Doubt it, but oh my god, that was awesome. I'm literally shaking. I hope I caught that on camera. Steady retrieve. When he come up for that, it felt a good fish and all. My god, that felt a good fish. That felt a double. The way that rod bent over. My heart is going 10 to the dozen here. Oh my god. This spot, it's a lot darker, deeper. It gives a chance for the fish to see that. A steady retrieve. That was just a slow, steady retrieve. Hope I caught that. My heart is going 10 to the dozen. Exactly where that bloke had that take before. I think that fish is gone now because he must have felt the hooks. Must have felt the hooks. Jesus. What I might do is sit down for 2 minutes after this cast and let it settle and then try again. Oh, there's a bow wave. There's a bow wave behind it. Pike went for it. Yes, got it. Got it again. No. Oh, I lost it again. No. Right. I need to sit down and take stock. Oh, God. I'm shaking. That's twice I had that on. The hook feels good. Oh, I can't believe that's twice. Oh, my first surface caught lure takes. Oh my God. I want to get back and do it straight away. I mean, he obviously wants it. I mean, if that's the same fish, the way that bow wave behind, I mean, maybe I need to set. I mean, I'm not trying to strike straight away. I'm trying to give it a chance for it to take it. Oh, let's just give it a minute. Oh, I'm shaking. Sorry. I know I sound a bit of a drip at the moment for you lure anglers out there, but I can see why people like Ginger Fisherman, AD Woodchucker, Dominic, all that lot. I don't know if Steve Keeler's done this kind of fishing before with frogs and that. I think he may have, but I can understand why you lure anglers, you know, Jordan Ackers, all you lure anglers out there do it. Not necessarily surface fishing, but just lure fishing. Oh, my heart is in my mouth. This spot here, I knew this is where I've had a lot of fish on dead baits before, but I knew this area with darker water. Oh, I mean, that second fish felt good as well. Just didn't set the hook. Went straight for the weed. So I'm just going to let it settle for a minute. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or wrong thing here, but I just want to not only calm my nerves and then go at it again, but give that chance for that fish to sit and think, where's that bait gone? Not to shoot off. I'm sure that pike's still there. Just going to give it another minute and I'm going to go down and have another go. Because if I hook this first time round, first time ever doing this, I'm going to be buzzing. Because I know this water is perfect. But, oh, it's got the whole heart going then. Makes me want to come down and do it before work. Right, let's have another go. It's around this area, but the way he bow waved. Oh. Maybe it's like a dinner bell going off. But the way that bow waved behind the bait, so it was following the bait. I couldn't see it, even with polarizing glasses on. But the way it bow waved, I could see the bow wave, I couldn't see the fish. The first time it took it, it come right up underneath, slammed it. My heart's in my mouth. It's almost like 3 or 4 casts and I've had the fish on twice. I've had the fish on twice and it's missed it once. So that's 3 takes in what, 5 or 6 casts? But there's a lot of pike in here, so it's not necessarily the same pike. I am going to work this area a bit. I'm going to move it to the left a little bit in a moment, over that lily pads. But hopefully he's not felt the hook. I'm hoping this fish has not felt the hook. Got a bit of weed on there, but it took it before with the weed, so. Oh my God, my heart is in my mouth. I know I sound a bit dramatic, but this has hooked me for life. Now I've caught pike on lures before years ago, and I love perch fishing with lures, but this is a different kettle of fish. Sorry about the pun. This is a whole new ball game. And as you can see from this water, it's absolutely perfect for it. Let's try that area there. I'm sure it's down there. I'm sure there's another fish down there. Even if I come at it from a different angle, mind you, it don't look, it's a bit lily pad stricken over there. But that was awesome. I'd have given anything to land that fish. But I got the bite. Same as when I went catfishing, I got the bite. I suppose that's the main thing at the moment, is at least getting the bite. So I'm doing something right. I was told that the hookup rate, and I've seen that the hookup rate's not brilliant. So, was it my mistake? Did I do something wrong? I'm sure you guys are watching. Did I do something wrong? Or was it just pure unlucky? I mean, twice maybe I should have had it on the second time. Maybe I've missed my opportunity. Can't see no pike around there. I think maybe I've missed my opportunity. God, my back is ripping. I wish that patch of weed wasn't in front of me. How exciting, eh? Right, last go. I've got 10 minutes. 10 minutes on my GoPro left, so let's hope I catch it on film. Looks perfect for a pike. Can't see anything. Maybe if it was a 2-hook one I might have hooked it. It's only a single hook rig, this one. I think I may have spooked that. Oh yeah, there it is. I can see a pike just there. It's just in front of me in that weed. I wonder if I'll hook him. It's just above him now. I don't know where he's gone. I can't see him now. He's just in front of that weed. I'm not leaving because he's still there. If he's a feeding fish or the same fish, he's still there though. Can't see him. Maybe he's looking around for it. Doesn't look very big, this particular pike. I certainly saw one a minute ago. I can't see him now. It's the beauty of having polarised glasses. He must be under this weed. Oh, went for it again. See it, went for it again. And if it was the same fish but another fish went for that. I want to capture this on video. Very slow retrieve. Strange, I thought they were going to clear the water, like proper clear the water for it. I'm going to do a really slow retrieve. Give it a chance to really nail it. Danger area now. There we go. Yes! Oh, no! That's the fucking third time I pulled out of one. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Is it this frog? I'm going to change the frog. I'm going to change the frog because this has got a single hook. If I put a double hook on,
it may do the trick. So let's try a double hook frog. I'm shaking. Can't even take this bloody frog off. I think I've damaged it actually. Maybe while I'm not hooking up on it. Let's get the double one on. The double hook. The double hook one might give me that extra leeway. It's not going to churn, but if I've got the fish concentrated there, the pike's down there, this one might stay on with a double hook. I like that other one because it churned. It's not feeling the hook, so I might be getting away with it. Slow retrieve. Danger zone in that area. This one can come through the weed because it doesn't have the legs on it, so I can get more casts with this one without weed getting caught up. I've tightened the drag up as well. So I was a bit worried that I wasn't striking into it. I don't think I'm going to get many more chances. Oh, my back. I've got to sit down again.
So vlog time again. It's 8 o'clock now. So I can't quite remember how many takes I've had. On the frog with the little spinner blades on the back of its feet, the Savage Gear one, I've had, I think I've had the fish on 3 times. Or a fish on 3 times. The first 2 felt big, so I think it was the same fish. The second one was fairly small. It's only got 1 single hook on it, and I don't know if I'm getting a good hook hold for that reason. So I've changed I brought it in. I thought I'll change it back to the Jackson one. So inspecting the one I've taken off, it looks a bit damaged on the front, so I may need to fix that if I can at home. And I put the Jackson one on, but I've thrown around a couple of times and I've not had no takes. Now there's a few fish been splashing to the left hand side of me, and I've seen a few fish floating as well as pike. I'm not sure if they were carp as well, but I've seen a small pike just under the weed in front of us. Now I have to have about 6 or 7, 8 casts and then sit down for a couple of minutes and then go again. Now there's a thunderstorm meant to be coming in it's just starting to pick up a little bit breezy now, about 10 o'clock. So I've got about an hour to try and at least, and I don't fancy moving there. 2 blokes have gone up to the top pond, so that's out of the question because it's fairly small up there and I don't want to get in their way while I'm lure fishing, while I'm getting takes here. Now it's quieted up a little bit. That's another good reason why I'm backing off a little bit and then going again, sitting away from there, from the water and coming back and forwards in this swim, because there's a lot of pike here and it only takes that 1 chance. And I'll tell you what, I'm still shaking a little bit because I did expect to get takes, but I didn't because of my track record at the moment. But maybe there's something slightly wrong I'm doing wrong, but as I've stated before, takes are usually 1 in every 3. I think you might hook 1 in every 3 on a soft rubber frog. So I don't know whether to try the mouse, but the mouse has got a treble. I could try a small duck, but they're all very similar. I could use a normal popper, but I don't know. Let's just carry on with this frog for the moment. That's what I'm getting the takes on, and see how we go. I might have to even put that damaged lure back on, see if I can fix it and get that back on again. But let's give it another go, another half dozen casts, and see if I can hook some.
That's me done now. I feel absolutely deflated.
Good lord, I was just about to pack up after doing the exit, like the goodbye to this video. Turned around and I just watched a big duck being taken by a pike. I had hold of it, and the duck was struggling, and it was a female mallard. And it went for it twice and got it the second time. The mallard was struggling. The mallard managed to get away. I can't believe. I wish I was standing there and I had my head cam on. I would have caught all that on video. I'm really tempted to just stay for a couple of more casts. It's getting really dark now. I don't know if you can see up there. It's getting really dark. I mean, I ain't frightened of a little bit of thunder and rain and that. My back is ripping. That's the problem. I might have to have a couple of more casts just to make sure. Okay, so I couldn't resist. The storm's moving in. I thought, sod it. If I'm going to get wet, I'm going to get wet. I've got to give it one last shot. I'm just resting up to my back. I've sort of walked from over there to around here, which isn't a lot for a lot of people. But for me, with the problems I have to do it. So it's a last gasp. I'm running out of energy. To stand up. I wish I could sit down and fish, but unfortunately that's not the case. So I'm just resting up my back on the wall here, just sitting on like a little well, little sort of dam that goes down from top lake to the bottom lake. Just inside me, I mentioned that I saw, when I took my GoPro off, I saw a pike take a mallard, tried to take a female mallard. Oh, that was the sickest thing I've ever seen. I wish it was in front of me and then filmed it. Might be a bit barbaric to some, but it's nature to others. Unfortunately, it's just nature of the beast. I wish it took my lure instead. Now, as I was walking around, I saw another pike attack up here. Not on a duck, I don't know what it was, but the pike threw itself clear of the water. I don't know if it was striking after something. Now, I have seen frogs, believe it or not. There's another swirl out there. That's probably a carp or a tench or something like that. But I saw some frogs on the surface, so yeah, why not? You know, if there's frogs out there swimming around, that's maybe one of the things they're after. It's their natural food, isn't it? So I'm going to rest up here for 5 minutes. It's getting really cold now, which is nice because it's cooling me down, and the wind's moving in, but I'm sheltered in this little area here. So I'm going to sit down for 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to hit it with all I've got, as many casts as I possibly can. Then I'm going to call it a day, and then I'm going to sit down, rest my back, and then try and make my way back up this big hill behind me to the bus stop. So I might get about 10, might get about 12 casts out of me, but no one can't say that I'm not trying. So let's just rest up for a minute, and then I'm going to give it all I can. Incidentally, I'm using that frog there with the spinner blades again. I'll put that back on because that's the ones I had all the hits on earlier. So let's see how it can go. So that's the end of the session, I'm afraid. I tried my little heart out. Basically, I stayed a little longer than I was going to. I've covered 3/4 of the water. I'll give it my last shot. I'll give it about 20 casts in agony. But I had one fish rise next to the frog. I don't think it was a pike. It wasn't like earlier on when I had a couple of those takes. But really thoroughly enjoyed myself. The one that done all the damage, well, I say the damage because I didn't catch, but the one that was, that's the one, Savage Gear. I don't think you can buy that anymore or any longer. I'm going to have a little look, see if I can pick some more of these up. The vibration on now, although it gets snagged up in the weeds quite a bit, the vibration is really something that those fish were homing in on. When I was using the standard frog, I had 2 follows, but I didn't have them take. I could see the pike behind, bow waving. I'll tell you what, this kind of fishing is something else. It really is something else. It's amazing. I can see why a lot of other people do lure fishing, especially surface fishing. It's like with any kind of sight fishing, be it stalking for carp or watching chub take, bread flake or whatever, and lure fishing for pike, surface lure fishing for pike is no different. So I'm breaking down now. I'll tell you something, really love this little combo. I knew once, before I even picked it up and bought it, I knew this would be a nice little combo.
The little Shimano SLX, inexpensive, 80 quid, and then the rod about 60 quid. Cast, like I say, it's a skinny water pike. You couldn't get them at one point. It's 7'3", I think it's 7'3", I ain't got my glasses on, 15 to 50 gram. Now it may sound a little bit heavy for casting something that probably weighs about 10 grams, if that, but the thing is, having that tip to strike into the fish, so I believe, is what's going to help sort of strike into the fish. Now, I was also told that when a pike takes a frog, one of these rubber frogs, you don't hit into it straight away because of the way the hook is. I mean, this is a single hook one. The other ones were the double hook ones. Got to strike into it really, really strong. But I'll tell you something, it's a whole learning curve, isn't it? I mean, to get, you know, to have the fish on 3 times, or have a fish on 3 times, and to get it nipped at once as well. So that's 4 takes in my mind, so I can remember 4 takes. Was fantastic. And at the time I was on such a high and I was shaking. The adrenaline and the emotion. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think everything's come into play that I'm doing this kind of fishing. It's something I planned to do the back end of last year, and I haven't come up for one reason or another. My back's not in the best. I'm not in the best of health, so maybe next time definitely having a bucket so I can really spend time to fish, and really sort of being able to fish comfortably. I know it sounds ridiculous, lure fishing from a bucket or a seat, but it's no different from, I suppose, boat anglers sitting there on the seat and fishing with lures. But I have to do it because I can't, you know, my casting, I started off doing quite a few casts and they were getting less and less and less, and more time in between me sitting down. But I really thoroughly enjoyed it, really, really good, and it's good for the soul. But I would have, looking back now, and that was only what, an hour ago or so, I'd have given anything to put a pike on the bank or the one I hooked. The first 2 were definitely bigger, a lot bigger than the third one I hooked. I mean, the first 2 might have been the same pike. I did see a couple of pike sort of on the bottom coming in and out the shadows, and I've seen other fish, but they probably can't. And to see that mallard duck, I mean, the coots are swimming right next to it. I wish I had my head cam on at the time, but to see that mallard female get attacked twice by a pike, the second time, oh, that's a carp, that one. Carp's just jumped out of the water, a really dark one with a really orange tummy. I mean, it could have been a koi. Just cleared the water, that was beautiful. Right over a geezer's spot. Maybe his rod to go off. But apparently there's a lot of carp anglers sort of walking around stalking, and this place is kind of a stalking place. And a lot of the carp anglers say that the carp are there and you can see them, you can spot them, but they just don't take your bait. They're so used to it. They're so used to the pressure. It's all about sort of luck and being in the right place at the right time, I suppose. And oh well, that's the carp. We'll leave it to the carp anglers. But yeah, I'll certainly be back here. I've got a couple of weeks. I'll say between sort of 4 to 8 weeks left, I reckon, before it starts to cool down a little bit. Maybe, you know, depends if we get a warm summer, it may go on a little bit, but I really enjoyed it, and no one can fault my effort because I really tried to start catching fish. I'm trying to get myself on the bank. I mean, I've been off for 2 weeks and I've been out fishing 3 times, which is a lot for me in my state at the moment. Now I've got holiday in September, start of September, which is only what, 5 weeks away. I've already planned a trip with Keith. I've joined the dock area of the docks that I fish. I've actually joined as a member now, so I'm just waiting for a membership back from that. So I'll probably do a couple of sessions with Jack. I definitely need to get up on my lake and do a couple of sessions up there because it's just, I'm going to be wasting my money otherwise. But to be fair, that's where I'm going to do a lot of my winter campaigning, like pike wise. I'll probably not come up the ponds as much in the winter. I may do 1 or 2 sessions up here, but I want to get my money's worth at my lake, so that's where I'm going to really focus on in the winter time fishing now. It'd be nice to get an overnighter. I don't know if that'll happen. I'll try and do that if I can. But this surface fishing's wicked, mate. It's captured me. It's hooked me. Anyway, Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'm sure you'll comment and let me know where I've gone wrong and what a tit I've made of myself. And don't be too harsh on me in the comments. Give me some nice feedback. That'd be really sort of appreciative. And I've got a really dry mouth. I need a drink of water. Don't forget I've got an Instagram account and definitely the Facebook account. I spend a lot more time on my Facebook, updating that quite regularly. So yeah, get over there because you never know when I'm running a competition or something, which I do have planned. So get on my Facebook page and show me some support there, and hopefully eventually I'll get a fish on the bank for you and not having to rely on Keith. Anyway, tight line and dead baits, and I'll catch you all next time.